Why not?
Why is... No one's doing anything. Not even doing anything. I've become that, like, placid. It's like the blimmin' Thals in the, in Doctor Who. What is going on? So we've regressed.
I did it to save your life. That doesn't seem to mean much to you or anybody else around here.
It doesn't.
Do you realize there are about 20 of your friends watching you drown? Not one of them so much as lifted a finger to save you. It's a very curious attitude. Very curious world.
It's like one big playground.
Well, because I shall return to my time, and my people will ask me questions. Such as, well, what kind of government rules your world? We have no government. Well, unless you... Well, you mean you have an economy so well developed that you can spend all your time studying and experimenting, is that right? You ask many questions.
But...
You! All of you! I'm going back to my own time. I won't even bother to tell them the useless...
Yeah, I wouldn't have stayed here.
But at least I can die among men! How do you open that panel?
No one opens it. Only the Morlocks.
The Morlocks? Well, who are the Morlocks?
They give us the food we eat and the clothes we wear. We must obey their command.
Why have they taken my machine? You've got to tell me.
Thing is, none of his friends are going to believe this, or this is all just made up in his head. But then he comes back all scratched and stuff, so it can't be.
I'd hoped to learn such a great deal. I hope to take back the knowledge and the advancement that mankind had made. Instead, I find vegetables. The human race reduced to living vegetables. They're gone. Are you all right? That was a Morlock, was it?
Yes.
My efforts next morning to open the panel were fruitless. I had to find another way to retrieve my machine.
So he's going to have to say goodbye to her, or he brings her back with him.
By some awful quirk of fate, the Morlocks had become the masters, and the Eloi their servants.
It's like an alien
The Morlocks
world.
maintained them and bred them like cattle.
Oh. Oh, is this how they get in? This is his entrance then. Quick.
Well, what happens to them? So this was the destiny of the Eloi. were being bred by the Morlocks, who had degenerated into the lowest form of human life, cannibalism. Wake up! Come to your senses, all of you!
Oh, that's hideous.
We can get the torch!
A really time machine.
All right, gather all the dead wood. Come on, all the wood. That's fine. Come on, throw it down.
That's cool. I love the little models, you know I do.
You don't want to stay, do you?
Oh, it isn't that. Just that I don't really fit here, any more than you would in my time.
I would love to see your time.
You wouldn't be very happy there. Oh, Weena. I wish we could go back to my time. Or even to the time before that when the world was young. We could be very happy. Look! Look!
Get it, get it, get it.
Machine! Come on, Weena!
Thing is, the machines shouldn't end up back in the laboratory because it's moved. Yeah, okay. I'm glad they did that.
Well, it's the most ridiculous story I've ever heard. Absolutely preposterous. Truthfully, George, where have you been the past week?
You shouldn't ask such questions, Walter. It's not hard for a man to lose a little weight now and again.
I can understand your doubt, my friends. Take it as a lie if you wish.
Good night, George. It's grand having you back.
Goodbye, David. Thanks for being such a good friend, David. Always. He's gone.
It's not like George to return empty-handed, to try to rebuild a civilization without a plan. He must have taken something with him.
Except 3 books.
Which 3 books?
I don't know. Is it important?
Oh, I suppose not. Only, which 3 books would you have taken?
Mr. Philby, do you think he'll ever return?
One cannot choose but wonder. You see, he has all the time in the world.
Well, that was blooming fun, wasn't it? I loved that. I loved that. That was just so fun, and I really, really liked the way. Obviously, I don't know how the book is written, and I've looked at no information on it. But actually, I loved the premise that we started at the end, and that he came back in, and then we knew that he'd be telling that story to his friends, but we also knew that he made it back. But then at the end, we don't know if he comes back, because obviously, when he originally went in 1917, he had gone and never come back. So when I was watching, when he said that the first time, I was like, well, that doesn't make sense, timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly. But now that I've seen the ending, that does make sense, because obviously he has just gone off and we don't know if he's coming back. I assume he's coming back and forth, but I don't know. Frustrating that his friends didn't believe him, or majority of his friends didn't believe him. But also, I think at that very end scene with the friends, did they not believe him? I don't think they didn't believe him. I think it was just a case of, it's such an unbelievable thing to believe that was their stance on it. I thought that was so good. The leading guy in it, again, once I've done this, I will go and look up all the information. The leading guy I thought was so good. I liked all of the cast. I thought it was brilliant. Because also he wasn't obnoxious. He wasn't cocky. He was, even when he went to the, tens of thousands of centuries, and you could see his anger a bit more with like Wiener and stuff. I think that was very natural. They didn't have books, nothing. They were just, so he was just frustrated. I loved the way that we went to 1917, then we went to 1940, then 1966. I thought it was so clever seeing those initial bits. I've always been fascinated by World War II. So to just have a little glimpse of it, to see like his original house, and then to see how it's just started becoming built up around him with the underground, I thought was really, really clever. With the mannequin and the change of the females dressing, I thought was super clever. I liked that in 1966 we saw it quite built up. Now obviously I don't know when this book was written, and obviously this was made in 1960, so there would have been a bit of speculation when doing this film. But I love those shots. I liked the model shots with the lava and the explosions and the buildings coming crashing down. I thought that was just remarkable. I liked it when he originally first came into 1917 and his house was all dusty, and him meeting Philby's son, I thought was really clever. And then that continuation with Philby's son. The final place where we landed with Wiener and stuff, I mean, I initially was like, what? But I think the century was like 60,000 or something. I can't even remember. Who knows where we'll be at that point? Like, it probably will feel like an alien world. We don't know. So that was really fascinating. I thought Wiener was really likeable, really lovable. I liked the dome building that he went in. You'll have to let me know if that was a set. This idea that that's kind of their sanctuary, and that's where they live. That's where they live and they eat and they sleep and all of that stuff. And the idea that they don't have jobs, that they're just fed their fruit and then they just carry on. But then this other idea that what are they called? The Eloi? I think I've just made that up. Like, that they're cannibals. So then when we saw all the bodies underneath, it was like, oh gosh, this is awful, with the siren and how it's like ingrained in them that that's what they need to do. And then obviously when we saw George using violence and we saw that other guy in the background just kind of form his fist, I thought was really clever. I really, really, really enjoyed that film. It just had a lot of all of the things that I love about time travel, even like the set changing. I'm such a simple Sally with stuff like that, but I absolutely adore seeing London or wherever throughout the years and it changing and it evolving. And we went to some years that really fascinate me anyway. So I loved that. I loved the whole mannequin thing, like, you know, as it changed, and he was just so shocked as to, you know, even when the skirt length changed, he was shocked. And then, you know, they're in the 60s and they're wearing bikinis and stuff. That was really clever. So for those of you that are new, I do create a top 10. I will put the, it will appear at some point. Will this film appear in my top 10? I think so. I think this is going to knock out Star Wars. Did I like it as much as the Bond film? What the hell? I can't keep track of these Bond films' names. What was the last one I watched? Oh, Goldfinger. Did I like it as much as Goldfinger? That's a question. That's something I need to think about. You're going to be able to see it here now. So it will be, if it's on, it will be in the top 10 because I loved that. It will be in green because that's all, the new entry is in green. So at the moment, I know Star Wars A New Hope is number 10, and I think Paper House is number 9, and then I think Goldfinger is number 8. I don't know what's above Goldfinger. It's just whether I preferred that to Goldfinger. Off the top of my head, I think this will go in at number 9. Did I prefer it to Goldfinger? No, I think this will go in at number 9, which I think some of you requesting films now are like, your aim is to get them in the top 10. So full respect to the person that's requested this because you're in the top 10. It just ticked so many of my boxes. I would say my only criticism was I'd probably wanted a more time. I didn't like the jump from 1966 to like the whatever century we ended up in. I probably would have liked, you know, of course I would have wanted to see what they thought the 90s looked like, but I also appreciate they didn't do that because they had absolutely no idea where to go with that. So I understand why they went so far in the future. And I understand why H.G. Wells, I don't know the book, but if he's also done that, I also understand why, because also as humans, it's interesting hearing other people's theories as to what they think it's going to look like in this, whenever, 70th century, I don't know. So I would have just liked a little bit more, maybe something in the 80s or 90s, maybe even something in the 2000s. I think that would have been fun, but I fully understand why. And does that mean I'm going to have to buy another H.G. Wells book? Potentially, because that's really fascinated me. I'm going to go and do some research now into the film and the actors because I didn't recognise anyone. Any facts or information, please let me know. And congratulations to the Time Machine for getting in my top 10. It was brilliant. I had a really, really great time. And I hope you had a good time too. Thank you so incredibly much for joining me, and I will see you very, very soon.